In this video, we will analyze the departure of Awair Element from PlanetWatch and what plan is in motion for the community members that own such sensors. Coming right up. So let's start with the obvious. This is a problem from the project and especially for the community members that own Awair Elements. I do own 8 of them, so I am affected by this as well. So bear in mind that my analysis is based on someone who owns this sensor and has skin in the game. Dr. Claudio Parinello stated that he does not want to discuss more about the statements made and they will handle Awair as business to business, based on what the legal advisors are saying. So probably this will be settled in a legal court. He stated that the focus is on their plan to protect the network and the community. I will not comment more on this since most of us are more interested in the consequences for us and what we can do about it than the statement made. So we will start with the facts and then transition on my opinion on this. It is easy to be drawn by emotion and react in the heat of it. Please bear with me as I will do my best to analyze this from a strategic and long-term view, even though it may sound wrong to you. I know that what I am saying is not what you hear from other YouTubers or in the social media groups. So I realize that I am also putting my reputation on stake by going against the flow and the sentiment out there. But as investors, our analysis should be based on the fundamentals of the project and facts and not on the current price or emotions. So I always speak my truth no matter what I will be called by some people. And as a full disclosure, I have never been sponsored nor did I receive planets or free sensors from PlanetWatch. No one and nothing is forcing me to say what I say. Time will tell who is right and who is wrong. You must do your own research as much as possible and don't base your actions on emotions when it comes to investments. The most important fact is that Awair Element is no longer a PlanetWatch sensor. So yes, we have reached this stage. Claudio thanked the developers in the community that created and helped developing of the tool. While it did work, analyzing it long term, PlanetWatch decided that it is not an option. Now, Awair refused PlanetWatch access to the data and also denies it onboarding the sensor. So we are left with a sensor that requires a special app to get data from. And even if this kinda worked so far, Awair can at any time shut down the API that is based on. It has already throttled the amount of data that we can get through it. And we also can't onboard any elements, and for that there is no workaround. Given these facts, I am not surprised that PlanetWatch made Awair Element a non-compliant device with the network. Awair made it so, given what I just said, and I feel that PlanetWatch just had the option to admit this on their part also. Now, short-term consequences of this, we already see. Fear like never before and the price of the token plummeted, no doubt here. But let's look in the long term. Most of the general issues in PlanetWatch were related to Awair and to decisions that they made in order to try to contain the problems that this relation created. So if the project will get over this, it will be in a much better situation, as this solves the uncertainty and the source of many problems so far. Now, this leads to the big question: will PlanetWatch survive this? Well, we do know that more than half of the sensors onboarded are Awair Elements. This is true. We see the fear in the community and on YouTube, and we see the token going down to never before seen prices. All these added with the emotion of the news, especially if you own Awair Elements and you are directly affected by this, will make you think that this project can go wrong. But let's analyze the situation a little more in depth. The main sensors of this project are Type 1 and Type 3s. We already have data sold by them, and even though it's not much, it's a market validation for this project and the data. They just sold almost 4,000 sensors of type 1 and type 3, and more batches will come. The project will grow because of this and will get a lot more data cells because of the type 1 and type 3 expansion. They are close to covering 20 major cities in Europe. If the Awair elements and their data were so important to the project, they would have never paused the license sales of type 4. And for those who follow me, they do know that, as I covered in the PlanetWatch news from 21st of January, there are two main reasons why PlanetWatch paused the type 4 license sale, because these reasons are known. 1. Because the percentage of type 4 sensors in the network was too high, and that means lots of data without high value and does not make sense for the project in the long term. And 2. Because since back then Awair had problems with their servers, and Claudio stated that it's not useful to onboard more sensors since Awair didn't scale their servers to cover even the already onboarded elements. So why make the problem even worse? My conclusion regarding the state of the project is that even if all Awair elements are gone from this project, it will not impact in a meaningful way the data acquisition and sales of data of PlanetWatch. And more than that, next week PlanetWatch will reopen Type 4 licensee sales, of course, only for Element 2 Pros. And because of the whole situation with Awair, Element 2 Pro are once again earning 23 planets per day. Now, what about us, the Awair Element owners? Well, if you ordered these sensors and did not receive them, ask for a refund. If you got yours in less than 30 days, you can return them legally. Now, what about those who bought them and used them so far on PlanetWatch? Well, the PlanetWatch company will provide us a reward of 5.4 planets for 30 days, starting yesterday. 5.4 planets per day will also get those who have an element sensor and a license but couldn't complete the onboarding. Like I said, it was impossible to onboard new Awair elements since 1st of April because of Awair blocking access to data for PlanetWatch, including the data needed for the onboarding process. And that does not depend on the community tool or anything like that. Now, what about those who have an element sensor but no license and submitted the ticket? If you provided the right documentation and you qualify, you will also be receiving 5.4 planets retroactively since yesterday. These rewards, which are not covered by the white paper, will be covered by the company as a measure to protect the community. It's not much, but I don't think it's possible for PlanetWatch to cover what Awair destroyed. I would also like to mention that it is possible, if you have Type 4 licenses active that you use so far for Awair elements, to detach them from these sensors and attach the licenses to Element 2 Pros. Now, what about after these 30 days? Well, Claudio stated that they will use this time to optimize their plans and deliver a follow-up for element sensor owners within this time frame. So, in conclusion, while this is a serious problem to the project and there is fear and doubt, I don't see this project dead, as it did not change the fundamentals of it. We will soon get more batches, more onboarded sensors, more data cells, and more partnerships, and the project will recover and grow from this. It's easy to sell when everyone is selling, and it's easy to get in when everyone is doing the same. But that not might be the greatest step in terms of investment. I stated the facts on why I still believe in this project, even though the pressure that I get is bigger than ever before to go with the consensus of other people. I stand behind my analysis, as I always have, and time will tell who will be right. I only ask for you to make your own analysis and act based on facts and not your emotions. Until next time, see ya.